Over 2,500 years ago, up in the northern part of ancient India, what we now call Nepal, a figure was born who totally flipped the script on what people thought about wealth, power, and what it means to be happy. His name? Siddhartha Gautama. But you probably know him as Buddha. It all kicked off when a noble king named Suddhodana and his queen were trying hard to have a baby boy to carry on the family legacy. One night, Queen Maya had this wild dream. A majestic white elephant with 6 tusks appeared to her. When the priests heard about it, they were like, "Yo, that's a seriously good omen." It meant she was pregnant, and the kid was destined for greatness. Maya gave birth during a trip while walking through a beautiful garden called Lumbini. Holding on to a tree branch, she brought Siddhartha into the world. This baby? Radiant, like glowing. Everyone could feel he was something special. A wise man named Asita came to see the newborn. When he looked at the baby, he started crying. People asked him, why the tears? He said it was because this child would find the truth he had searched for his whole life. But Asita wouldn't be alive to see it happen. He also told the king, look, this kid's not gonna be your average prince. He's not gonna stay in the palace. He's gonna go seek the truth. So the king freaked out a bit and tried to shield Siddhartha from the outside world, hoping he'd grow up and take the throne. He built him this insanely luxurious life with 3 palaces, one for summer, one for the rainy season, and one for winter. Everything was perfect. And when the time came, Siddhartha married a stunning young princess named Yashodhara. They had a son, Rahula, and the king felt pretty good. He had his heir. Eventually, Siddhartha was allowed outside the palace gates to see the kingdom. But the king made sure everything was curated so his son wouldn't see anything too real. Still, fate had other plans. Siddhartha ran into a sick man, then an old man, and finally a corpse. Each time it hit him hard, like, wait, this is life? This is what happens to people? It shook him. Then he met a wandering monk, a dude with nothing but so much peace in his eyes. That stuck with Siddhartha. When he got back to the palace, he couldn't stop thinking about it. That night, he made up his mind. He ditched it all, palaces, wealth, luxury, to find something deeper. He snuck out under the cover of night, chopped off his royal hair, swapped his silks for humble robes, and hit the road in search of truth. First, he trained with some meditation masters, learning how to quiet the mind and detach from the physical world. Cool stuff, but not quite it. Then he joined a group of ascetics, people who gave up everything and lived in the woods. Siddhartha pushed his body to the limit, barely ate, endured pain, trying to conquer his senses. But after nearly starving himself to death, he realized this wasn't the way either. He needed balance, not indulgence, not torture, just the middle way. Eventually, he sat under a beautiful fig tree, we call it the Bodhi tree now, and said, I'm not moving until I figure this out. He meditated, and of course, the universe wasn't gonna make it easy. Enter Mara, the demon of desire, who tried to mess with him. Visions of temptation, violence, you name it. But Siddhartha stayed focused. When Mara challenged him to prove he had a right to enlightenment, Siddhartha touched the earth, and the earth itself backed him up. That night, under the full moon, it clicked. He saw through the cycle of life and death, understood karma, and realized the Four Noble Truths, the path to end suffering. He had awakened. He became the Buddha, the enlightened one. He stayed under that tree for weeks, soaking in the experience. Then he set out to teach others. At first, people didn't get it, especially his old ascetic friends. But when they saw him again, they felt it. His vibe had changed. Pure peace and compassion. He taught the four noble truths. Life has suffering, dukkha. Suffering comes from desire. There's a way to end it, and that way is the Eightfold Path. Right view, right intention, right speech, and so on. More and more folks joined him, and the teachings spread far and wide. Eventually, Buddha even returned to his hometown, reconnected with his dad and his son, who became a monk too.